I am on the clock in, I believe, 44 leagues, probably more at this point. You guys are going to help me make all those picks. This is Stealing Signals. Let's go. I have been at for those of you who actually saw the note on Twitter or elsewhere, I've been at a golf tournament all day. Been drinking a little bit today. We played well. We finished third. Made a personal birdie at one point. That was pretty sweet. Was kind of annoyed to lose. Not gonna lie. This little trophy back here was last year's tournament. I won the long drive. Didn't win the long drive this year. Didn't defend my title. Didn't win the championship. Brutal. Chris Ostra just smoked. He says this should be fun to watch. When drunk drafting meets stone drafting, half the chat is blazing. This is amazing. This guy tweeted 2 turtles emojis before the stream started. I'm wearing this like my. I mean, Ashton sees the old. Oh, he's got an old fashioned in hand. I thought he was saying it was an old fashioned. These were my bed sheets growing up. Some of you guys might remember the old Ninja Turtles bed sheets in the late '80s, early '90s. The Ninja Turtle shirt. I was pumped to get the shirt. It was I think it was a Twitter ad. I'm a sucker for that kind of thing. I don't know. I've never seen Graphic 13 comment on any of these videos. Just shows up pre-show and comments 2 turtles. The day that I'm busting out a new sick Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle shirt. He says, I listened to you too much. I don't remember seeing you in the comments. I appreciate you, Graphic 13. I have no idea how you threw 2 turtles out here the day I was rocking Ninja Turtles. That is, I appreciate you guys that enjoy the shirt. All right, guys, we're going to make picks. Like I'm going to put like Jesus take the wheel. I'm going to put this in your guys' hands. We're not going to do any spinning the wheel. We're not going to do any analysis. We're here for one reason and one reason only. And that's because I'm on the clock in all of these. I'm still scrolling. You guys see how long I'm scrolling? I'm on the clock there. That's the end of how many I'm on the clock in. I got 54 minutes remaining in that. Let's see what the lowest clock is. My God. This is brutal. All right, we're just inside of an hour on the slowest ones. I did a few on the course and on the first 9 holes as I was like kind of drinking and playing well. And I was like, look, I got to get through the point where the tournament's done. And then we were playing really well. And it was coming down to the stretch and we're really into the tournament. And I knew I didn't have to worry about the drafts, whatever. Finished the tournament, did the banquet, had a nice meal. Didn't win. This tournament's like so well done. They get these green jackets. They made us come up and put the green jackets on the winner because we were like the runners up or whatever. Brutal outcome. But I'm here. It's 4:30 my time. And I got to pay the piper. All right. You guys are going to help me. These are all in the middle of like drafts. You guys are going to be my personal sidekicks. I'm dead serious. Like, steer me in the right direction. You're going to look at these teams. I got a bunch of people in the queue here. Oh, look, we're starting on a pick that's at the turn. This is at the 10-11 turn. So what you're going to hear is my builds, and then you're going to decide what to do with my builds. This is a 1-2-4-2. Only 4 wide receivers through 9 rounds. Pretty rare for me. It's a puppy. You're going to see this more in my puppy drafts. I've been trying some of it in the puppy. Jalen Hurts, McCaffrey, and Mostert. It was a McCaffrey start. I took Hurts at the 4-5. He fell all the way to pick 48. Diggs and Devonta at the 2-3. So I got Devonta, and then I paired him up with Hurts. This is why we're at a limited wide receiver draft. Start McCaffrey, and then hit Hurts at the 4-5 to get a stack. I took Andrews at the 4-5 as well. We got McCaffrey, Mostert. We got Diggs, Devonta, Deontay, and JSN. It was nice to get JSN and Deontay at the 6-7 when you only go 2 receivers through 5 from the 101. I go McCaffrey, Diggs, Devonta, Hurts, Andrews at 4-5, and then I get Deontay, JSN at 6-7. Ooh, that feels good. Raheem Mostert and Joku, get a little correlation at the 8-9. Get the 2 tight ends done. I like where we're at. I put Judy in the queue, I guess, to build out this Cleveland-Miami thing I had started to build out. Judy, Mostert, week 17. I got Njoku. Need another wide receiver. Judy's easy. I'm with you guys. Should we make 2 picks or just make one and then send it for 10 hours? Just be that guy who took one of his 2 picks at the turn because I need the 10-hour clock. I get it now. Ashton says you should take the turtle as your slow draft king. Slow draft king emote. Got to make something out of it. That's the point. The slow drafts. I genuinely was not understanding the turtle. The turtle is a definition of the slow drafts. It's beautiful. Nick P did 25 fast puppies today watching my last slow draft vid. I love it. My last video was one of my best, I feel like, with some stuff and didn't do big numbers. So if you missed that one, go check it out. Where's the fam? The fam was actually at home, and we were kind of talking about doing some stuff, but I got to get these picks in. Like the clock doesn't work for any. I was like, honey, do you mind? I know I've been gone all day today. You mind if I go live real quick, drink a beer while I do it, and just, I mean, look, when you've already dug a hole, you might as well keep digging. What's the other pick here? Mitchell, Judy, smash. Oh, you're going 80 Mitchell. I like that. You like 82. How'd I hit him? Dude, I hit him pretty good. I'm again, long drive guy. Not great with the middle irons. All right, we're going to do 80. The chat's saying 80. I'm just not even going to question. We have so many picks to make. It's insane. We needed receivers on that team. It was a puppy, for crying out loud. All right, where's the other one that had under an hour? I'll tell you about how I was playing in a minute, but we gotta make picks while we chat. I got Purdy here. Oh, I just started him because I have McCaffrey and Debo, but he's ADP 112. We're only at 96. I'm kind of thinking, let's see if he can get to 120, kind of a thing. He's an option, but I don't think I want to push him. This is a. I don't even know what I clicked on. What draft is this? Is it BBM? The world may never know. This is another slow puppy, and I started. So I liked this build. Let's talk about this build because I put a little star on it. Some of these are fun. Another McCaffrey one. Debo Cup, McBride, Keenan, Deontay, JSN. It's another one where I got Deontay, JSN at the 6-7. That's probably why I put a star on it. When you're picking out of the 101, it feels like cheating. Like you can do 2 detours. You can do McCaffrey and McBride, and then you hit this at 6-7, and you still get 5 receivers that are Debo, Cup, Keenan, Deontay, JSN. Feels like cheating. I put Purdy out there as an option. I don't need to do that. It's a 0 RB build. It's probably a running back pick, right? Are we DeAndre Swift here? Lockett, Caleb. You'd go into Caleb territory. That's interesting. Lockett, Bowers. Bowers went. You guys are liking Lockett as the wide receiver 6 here. All right. I don't know if I'm going to go wide receiver 6 here. I'm feeling like Swift. You guys like Swift. Swift correlates. Stephanie, thank you. Thank you. I didn't even realize Swift correlated. I already wanted him because he was like, to me, the clear running back, but he's the pick. He correlates. We got a Swift Caleb. Swift goes with Keenan. Nick mentioned it as well. We got a Swift Lockett. Push Caleb. I think we push Caleb as well. We also can push Purdy. One of the two might make it back. Let's leave that in the queue for the next turn for a future Ben to figure out. I also like Caleb as my QB1, Nick. I'm with you, man. But I don't feel like I got to go after it right here. McCaffrey and, yeah, I mean, this is a good point. You have CMC, so less stress at RB. I take Swift, but I don't really have to go RB here. Should I just take Lockett and keep building out Chicago, Seattle? You don't need Lockett, but he's a bring back. I think Njoku's an intriguing pick here. Just to get tight end done. I think he's like the last, because I don't love anything else and I don't mind pushing QB. I'm going to go Njoku here. Close out tight end. Push QB. Push RB3. Don't feel like I need Lockett that bad. Glad to see you guys like that. Yeah, Njoku's a teardrop after him. I think it was an option. It wasn't necessarily the right play, but it was an option. All right. Another slow. We're in pick 10. We got Jordan Love, Walker Swift, Tyreek Evans, Devonta, Jaden Reed, Deontay. That's a good 5 receivers. Trey McBride. I got Dontavian Wicks, right? Wicks all day? Wicks all day. Let's just make some of these picks quick. This is a disaster. Slow puppy. We grabbed Dontavian Wicks in that one. Double stacked it. All right. This is a Kyler 1-3-5-1. Kyron, Connor, Chase Brown, Amon-Ra, Debo, Hollywood, Deontay, Lockett with Trey McBride. Wicks all day. Has to be Wicks. Good. Glad you guys like that. Felt right. What we have a Kyler, Connor, McBride build with a Kyron bring back. It's a fun build. Chase Brown, we got Amon-Ra and Debo. You're saying Goff because of that, and then be done at QB. That works. It's a great suggestion. I mean, you guys are going to make my picks for me. Like, legit. If you give me a pick that seems to make sense, probably going to make it. All right. Slow draft. Slow puppy. I got Marvin Mims queued here. Ooh, way behind ADP. Oh, this is a fun one. We're already in the 16th round on this one. It's a 2-4-7-2 right now. I have both my QBs on the same buy, so I was trying to build out a late Denver thing. I'm going to be able to get both Franklin and Mims and then try to get Knicks. So I got Love and Deshaun. I got Bijan, Javonte. So Javonte as well in that Knicks thing. Marshawn Lloyd and Kamani Vidal. The running backs aren't amazing. Waddle, Diggs, Amari. I don't take a lot of Amari, but I guess because of the Waddle pick. And then I built it into a Deshaun Watson thing. Oh, because I did Jerry Jeudy too. I did a Deshaun double. Amari, Jaden Reed, Curtis Samuel, Jeudy, Franklin Mims. We got Kittle and Ingram down here. Good tight ends. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 receivers. We'll get Knicks in here. We'll get a 5th running back probably. This looks good. The chat. This guy with the 4-5-4 build next to you. This guy's Foxy Styles got 4 QBs and 4 wide receivers. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right. Slow puppy. Let's get another puppy going. We got a 1-2-5-1 here. Stroud with Diggs. No bring back yet. Jonathan Brooks and Mostert. That's a fun little combo. You got the early points from Mostert. You got the late points from Brooks, theoretically. I mean, they fit together theoretically. Jefferson, Adams, Diggs, Jaden Reed, Deontay. We got the Green Bay, Minnesota thing going, but we're later in the draft than Jordan Love territory. I don't really love doing the McCarthy, Deontay Johnson. It's a good 5 receivers. Trey McBride. What am I doing in the queue here? Xavier Legette. Trying to build a Carolina thing because I have Deontay and I have Jonathan Brooks. So I felt like I was making a bet on Carolina, so I started starring Carolina and Tampa pieces. Wide receiver is Thielen. You're not getting me to draft Thielen. That ain't happening. This team needs another running back, Steph, you think? That's a good call. Javonte. This is a Javonte pick. Yeah? Yeah. You guys are saying what running backs are there? Zeke all day. Good Lord. Zeke over Javonte? You think you're going to get me to draft? Nick, have you been to one of the streams? This is your first time? I think this is Nick's first time. It might be right. Honest to God, you might be right. I might be wrong, but there's no world where you're getting me to draft Zeke, period, and especially not over Javonte, who I'm absurdly high on for no good reason. I mean, there may be good reasons. We took Javonte in that one. Steph's a little scared. Everyone's scared. Listen, the key to being happy with your builds is just blowing through every red flag and pretending like there's nothing that can go bad. No, I'm not going off on estimate either. I'm just really high on the running back room in Denver, dude. I'm taking some more Jaleel is what I'm doing. I'm taking just constant Denver running backs at those prices, man. The Denver running back pool with a Bo Nix managed offense and a Sean Payton offense, they might catch 115 balls. I would guess they're going to catch more passes than any other running back room in the NFL, and meaningfully so. Like maybe a reception per game higher than any other team. Like maybe 17 more catches than any other team. But we've talked about this ad nauseum. All right, this team is Jefferson, Adams, Metcalf, Kelsey. Then I went Keenan, Ladd, JSN. This is just 6 receivers and a tight end. Good old-fashioned 0 RB, huh? All right, we're at 808. What do we do here? We got James Conner, Zach Moss, and Raheem Mostert at the top of the queue. Conner's the slight ADP value. We're not taking another receiver. We could take Brock Bowers and close out tight end and just keep pushing everything else. I've got Caleb in the queue as my best stack option. I got a little Chicago-Seattle thing going. I have both Metcalf and JSN with Keenan Allen. Do you find it hard to track exposures while in slows? That's probably my biggest issue. I end up with a lot of the same stuff and struggle to build a quality portfolio. Yes. All of that. Hell yeah. I mean, agreed. My issue is I can't do fast where I live. So that's why we're doing slows. We out here. We drive to the border. Do slows. Does Spike Week do it is this during slows? Can you exposure track? I'm pretty sure the only stuff you can download and upload for all of those tools is after drafts end, or at least that's my understanding. And like I entered 100 slow drafts at once right now. This draft that's in the 8th is I entered at the exact same time as the one that's in the 16th or whatever. Yeah, you guys are saying not during. That's the tricky part. Take Brock. Connor or Bowers. Connor a perfect RB1. Bowers or Connor. I take so much Brock Bowers. This is actually a great point for this point because I've been taking Bowers in this range in every one of these slows, and I'm like, dude, I don't know where I'm going to end up, but I don't want to come through this 100 draft build because I have about 100 drafts under my belt from the first 2 big sets I did post draft. I have some big boards as well, but my first 2 runs I did about 40, 45, and then I did some fast while I was in Arizona. I had like 90 drafts done, and then I just entered 100 more slows. So this is like half my portfolio is the way I'm thinking about it. At the end of this 100 drafts, what I'm doing here will be 50% of everything. So I've been thinking about that relative to my exposures going in. Bowers I was a little light on, but I've taken so much Bowers in this that I'm legitimately concerned of coming out of it at like 40% Bowers. Yeah, the Sidekick is a great option. I had it set up over on my Firefox browser, and then there was like an update, and then I had to reset it up, and then I never got to reset it up. A lot of effort for a dad to set things up twice. No, I mean, it's a great fucking tool. I suggest using it. Anyway, my point there was that I've taken so much Bowers. The only reason I haven't clicked him yet is I've taken so much Bowers. But this feels like a good Bowers pick. I also do want to get a little more Connor. We're just going to do Bowers. We're going to move on. I don't know why I'm taking so long. We got a lot of picks to do. Bowers it is. One more Bowers pick isn't going to kill me. BBM. Here's a BBM that is a Taylor Moss. Those guys were teammates last year. Oh, I have Javonte at the top of the queue, and he's behind ADP. Keep that in mind. Jefferson, Diggs, Kirk, Worthy, JSN, Pitts, Bowers. I just threw a ton of Denver guys in the queue and said, I don't have stack options here, so I guess what I was telling myself. I could do Lawrence with Kirk. Lawrence is one of my favorite mid-round QBs. Nick saying, can I push him? These guys just say I'm taking Lawrence. As much as I like Javonte, I already have Taylor and Moss on this build. I was deciding I could do some type of Denver thing, but that's why I threw a bunch of Denver guys in the queue. I don't know. This is a Trevor pick. You guys are right. We're going to just take Lawrence. We're not going to try to push him. Maybe I could, but truly doesn't feel like it's worth risking when I don't have a QB. Yeah, this guy has ETN, even that, and Brian Thomas. This guy at the turn has ETN and Brian Thomas. He's got Dak already, but we're taking Trevor. All right, let's see what we got. We're cruising. Let's do another BBM. I'm going to push off those eliminators until I can, I don't know, think about something different. Kerrane, Ramondre, Jonathan Brooks at RB, Garrett Wilson, Drake London, Tank Dell, Deontay and Joshua Palmer at wide receiver, a tight end in Kyle Pitts. I've starred, I took Josh Palmer at 107 there, and then I starred Kirk Cousins. What the hell are you doing? This must have been during the golf tournament. I think this guy was drunk. I think because I was only at 4 receivers, it was like, all right, Josh Palmer's ADP value. He's behind ADP. I only ever take Palmer to potentially stack up Herbert. Oh, I had Ramondre. So had Ramondre, had Palmer then. Now I could I could do Herbert the next. I don't play a ton of New England Chargers, honestly, relative to other streamers that I know that love Jalen Polk. But it's not a QB pick here for me because I got Herbert hopefully to come back. Cousins, I got the double stack, London and Pitts. I'll probably draft. I mean, basically, those two guys are my next turn. I should probably, well, I don't know if I want to reach that much on Cousins, but I should really probably secure him. His ADP is sort of between the two turns. So I'm probably securing Cousins the next turn. And if Herbert comes back, it's maybe a Herbert Cousins turn, which means this might be my last pick until the 13th. So keep that in mind when you advise me what to do. I do have the 3 running backs. What are you guys saying here? You're just telling me to take Herbert. What was your biggest L and W from last year's predictions? Run good, Rick. I love your questions. You are always keeping the content flowing. This is not that stream, buddy. I've had one too many to have that conversation. Cousins stack with Pitts. You guys both want me to get into the QB. Kirk for later. You got London and Pitts. You have Pitts, London. I know that. B-Rob, and then you're done at running back. I don't know how B-Rob does anything to close out a running back room. I just don't. I don't love B-Rob. How often do you have to check slow drafts? I've always been fast draft. I mean, you get 8 hours. So if you get completely caught up, you can then figure out what's 8 hours from now and say, okay, I just need to check again before then. Some people set timers. I'm like, I do the math. So like if I'm at 2 p.m., I get caught up. I'm like, okay, well, before bed, I'll just look again, kind of thing. Like it helps that way. Usually in the morning, once during the day, try to get caught up once during the day, and then before bed. It's basically how I do it. First thing in the morning, get completely caught up once during the day, and then before bed, get completely caught up. Which guy available here has the most dog in him? Best ball guy is asking the right questions. All right, we're officially making this pick purely on who has the most dog in him. Who has the most dog? Brian Robinson got shot. Dude, I don't even draft Brian Robinson, but I just said I would make it based on that. Oh, you guys are mentioning B-Rob's also correlated. I mean, it's got to be B-Rob, right? He got shot. All right. I don't take a lot of Brian Robinson, but we decided to make a pick based on dog meters. All right. That's an eliminator. We're not going to do that. That's an eliminator. BBM with 1 hour left. Let's go do this. BBM, 11th round, 4-5-1 in a BBM. Only 5 receivers. I took Lockett. So it was an Olave, Diggs, Reed, Rice room. Rashid Rice. Took Lockett. I think I said Rashid. Breece Hall, Aaron Jones, Jonathan Brooks, and Javonte Williams. We got Travis Kelce. Mike Williams? I mean, this just feels like I need more receivers, right? This is true. That last team, Tank B-Rob shot combo, all dog team. This is exactly how I track my exposures. B-Rob's going to be somewhere in the 1% range. Am I okay stopping with 4 running backs in a build like that? I honestly I have no issue with the running backs hitting flex and the way that running receiver gets hammered and the way that I think that there's going to be running back points late. Like I'm very confident there's going to be running back points late. I have no issue going a running back heavier than most of my fellow streamers and buddies in this industry. I would do 5 in that build and I do 6 in most. And a lot of my buddies will stop at 5. Wide receiver, Mike Williams. Who else is there? Reach for Xavier. Go all the way down to Xavier. I got Jonathan Brooks. A rookie would be interesting in this build. I kind of think, I mean, I got Brees too, and I kind of think Mike Williams has fallen so much that he's a value at this point. Like, he's not going to probably play in the early going, but once he's good to go, I've said this before. I think he's a good fit with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers kind of throws guys open. Mike Williams not a great separator, but like the ways that Christian Watson won 2 years ago with Rodgers were like a lot of Rodgers extended plays, not necessarily extending plays through his athleticism, but just extended plays where he's finding Watson, throwing away from leverage. He's really good at that. He's good. He's always been good at that with his tight ends. He did it with Robert Tonyan for a long time. He had that famous playoff pass to Jared Cook on the sideline that year that Jared Cook was a Packer. Did it with Jermichael Finley, those guys. I mean, that's basically the way I'm seeing Mike Williams with Rodgers. The way they fit together is like, he's going to get a few jump balls. And Williams has never really earned big volume, but he's always been really efficient on it. Yards per reception, TD rate have always been really strong. And half-point PPR, like, he's going to have some usable weeks. He's going to catch some TDs. He's going to have some meaningful plays once he's healthy. That's the way I look at it. And he's going like, this guy used to be like a 4th, 5th round pick. And people are just like, Mike Williams sucks now. We're going to take Khalil Shakir, who doesn't fucking earn targets at all and is not good. Oh, I did the 9-10 thing on the course on this one. This was early this morning. I had to hit, but I saw Purdy was one clear pick. So I have Derrick Henry on this team, Jonathan Brooks and Ramondre, London, Collins, Higgins, and Rice, and I had Kittle. And so I just grabbed Purdy, and then I just left the other pick there, and it's down to an hour. I only have 4 receivers. This is a slow puppy. I do need a receiver. You are not wrong. Dontavian? I mean, we might as well pretend we know ball, right? I don't think Khalil Shakir is not it at 109 ADP. Brandon Cooks, yards per outrun, targets per outrun, career lows last year, horrible. Guy looks washed. Dontavian Wicks, I know ball. Right? Yeah, sure. Downs was an intriguing idea too. All right. More slow puppies. We'll keep firing off these picks. 1-2, 5-1. Josh Allen, who I took because it was a Brees team, and I don't know if I ever got him stacked. I did get him stacked with Keon Coleman. Look at that. So I got Allen. I'm so bad at stacks, but, I feel like I deserve a cookie because I have a stack with a bring back. Allen, Brees, and Tajay at running back. Tajay Spears. Receivers are Jalen Waddle, Stephon Diggs, Rashee Rice, Deontay Johnson, who's on every one of my teams, Keon Coleman, and Brock Bowers as the only tight end right now. Wide receiver, not really a pocket that I'm targeting. This feels like a running back pick. Just get the RB3 and keep it moving, right? I guess I could do like a Dalton Schultz with Bowers as like a stability play. There's not a lot after this, and Bowers is more like a spike week play, not really stability. There's a lot of routes certainty with Dalton Schultz that I can't necessarily get later. Maybe like a Musgrave. Fant. Charles loves the shirt. You guys know your shirts. Not tight end from Nick. All right. We can push tight end. RB from Steph. You guys win. But that just means I'm taking Javonte. All right. You won that one. Let's go to, oh my God. You know how many freaking picks there are to make here? All right, BBM. We're still at 1 hour. We haven't even gotten to the ones that are like 2 hour. Lamar with no running backs. Amon-Ra, Nico, Zay, and Keenan. We got the Zay stack with the Nico. Bring back no tight end. This is only the 6th round. This has been a slow BBM. So I started Amon-Ra, Nico, Zay. I took Lamar in the 4th, and I went back to Keenan in the 5th, and then George Kittle's here in the 6th round. right? This is kill. Correlates with Almond Raw. Absolute Sauce says it's kill time. That was an easy one. We like the easy picks. All right. That's an eliminator. We're not doing we'll do the eliminators in a batch. BBM. Here we go. 8-9 turn. This is one where I took Brian Thomas and JSN at the 6-7. So I went CMC. I went Achane and Evans. I don't take a lot of Evans. That was just me getting some exposure. McBride and Keenan, Brian Thomas and JSN. So we're at 2-4-1. CMC and Achane. We got Evans, Keenan, Brian Thomas and JSN, Trey McBride. I'm going to be honest, this receiving room fucking sucks. No more Javonte. This is an intervention. You can't stop me. I'm in control of the remote. What's the big fear with Javonte? There's negative Swift again and Lockett. Okay. Swift and Lockett just do a big ass Chicago, Seattle thing and then try to get Caleb at the next turn. Lockett. Everyone's saying Lockett for sure. Fine. Players already selected. Let's go. Let's figure this out, guys. Lockett. Swift as my RB3 with CMC and Achane. A non-beat reporter said he thinks it's between Kerrane and Javonte. Is this the Cecil LeMay thing that was a few weeks ago? I've sort of already discussed that I don't put a ton of stock into that. But, yeah. I'm good with taking Javonte at his price. Oh, it was a today thing. Interesting. I was out drinking and golfing. Whoops. Okay. So you're telling me I can't keep taking Javonte Williams right now? He'll get cheaper. He's already so fucking cheap. I take him ahead of ADP. All right. Somebody said Swift for the other pick here. It's not my turn to pick. Jesus. We're running out of. All right. Eliminators. What else we got for one? Eliminator. Look at that. We're through everything that there's an out. Okay. BBM. 2 hours remaining. 1 running back, 5 receivers, 1 tight end. This is a Bijan team where I went Waddle, Diggs, Christian Kirk. I took Pitts, and then I went back to DeAndre Hopkins and Christian Watson. Got Watson well behind ADP. Don't take a lot of him. Was nice to get him at pick 79. Frankly, any good receiver at pick 79 is a win. JSN went right before that. Hopkins was a little bit of an exposure mix-up with Deontay Johnson. I'd take a ton of him. So we got Bijan. We got 5 receivers in the next 6 with a tight end. I got both Bijan and Pitts, so I threw Cousins in the queue. It's not a receiver pick. It's a 0 RB, or it's an anchor RB. I could take Jordan Love ahead of ADP. There's not really a stack to do. It's probably my RB2, yeah? Yeah, this is what I'm seeing. Nick's seeing what I'm seeing. Mostert with Waddle. I want to go right down to Mostert on this one. Bowers. Man. Again, I take enough Bowers. We're going to do Mostert on this one. I've been trying to get more Mostert. Again, this dude led the NFL in touchdowns last year. You can get him at pick 90. It's just weird. Doesn't make any sense. All right, this is a slow puppy. I got 2 quarterbacks, 2 running backs, 5 wide receivers, and a tight end. Stroud and Burrow, Mostert and Trey Benson, Jefferson, Adams, Diggs, T. Higgins, and Worthy. Kincaid is a tight end. Coming out of the 5 hole, started with 4 straight receivers. Hit Kincaid, Worthy, Stroud, Mostert, Burrow, Benson. That's what I've done since. We're just gonna hit Blake Corum and keep this one moving. It's a puppy. Who cares? Trying to get a little more Blake Corum too. I do think he's a very valuable handcuff. The way that they concentrate touches. You guys have heard me talk about that, I'm sure, before as well. A lot of eliminators left, man. All right, BBM. Musgrave is for the future, so this is a Love team. Kyler and Love. We got James Conner and Chase Brown. We got ARS, B, Adams, Evans, Reed. There's another Evans team. There's the 2 Evans picks that I've made this year, probably. I honestly, God, don't think you'll see me make another Evans pick, but we've seen it twice since I said I never do it. Sorry, my wife's texting me. Jaden Reed, Deontay Johnson, the other wide receivers, Trey McBride. Oh, hey, Corum Benson, week 17. Who's got it better than us? Zeke. Dude, you're never going to get me to draft Zeke. I don't care if he's the most important player in fantasy this year. I'll just giggle and say that you're an idiot that you drafted the most important player in fantasy. Just like enjoy your life a little more. Steph. Come on, man. Yeah. This is right. Absolute sauce. That was absolutely right. Judy, if you don't want to take Zeke, Judy it is. We move on. Jerry, Judy, we didn't take Zeke. Surprised I don't like Zeke. Man. I haven't done a good enough job in life of explaining things to you. I'm going to show you guys something. I like to do my little screen shares. This was going to be like just drafts instead of me trying to whatever. Ezekiel Elliott. These are the more predictive running back metrics. Missed tackles forced per touch and yards after contact per attempt. He actually looked a little better last year in these than the 2 years prior. Or the yards after contact per attempt has just been fading, right? Like 3+ is good, 2.5 is bad, and he's been just heading the wrong way. But missed tackles forced were so bad these 2 years, and then they actually bounced back last year. But his peak, like, he's still not at his peak. I mean, and look, let's go back. Let's unhide these rows. Let's go back to 2017. Actually, back in the day, he wasn't making guys miss in the early years either. But yards after contact per attempt is gone. This is the point I'm showing you this is the one thing where, like, last year he actually rebounded a little bit in missed tackles forced per touch. Maybe you could convince me. And then, like, I just want to be. I mean, you're just not going to get me while I'm drunk to actually draft Zeke. That's just not going to happen. All right. Breece Hall, Nico, Zay Flowers, Jaden Reed, Roma Dunze, Travis Kelce, Evan Ingram. 1-4-2 right now in the 8th. We need wide receivers, guys. We're desperate. Curtis Samuel is a top wide receiver on the board. I don't love taking him at 89, but he does correlate with Breece. I don't have any other week 12 buys in my build. You're telling me Zamir, then go Shaheed next pick. Curtis or Zamir. You guys would just want me to go to Shaheed. On real times, like, just go to Shaheed. Higher success rate than Josh Jacobs is like, I mean, what kind of bar are we setting here? Sutton to set up Javonte. Pat's in my corner. Let's go, Pat. Let's go. Let's take Sutton and let's set up Javonte. Where's Sutton? More Javonte. Whatever we can do to get more Javonte. You know where I'm going next. You know I'm going to Javonte next. Love. Our buddy Nick Cosentino's here. He says go stretch down here for Love to pair with Jaden Reed. I think with the 4 receivers, I'm gonna queue Love. I got Lawrence queued, but if Love comes back around, I'd like to get him after ADP. At this point, I'm gonna make the Curtis Samuel bet. Cos, you're a Bills guy. The fact that you didn't say Curtis Samuel doesn't bode well for me. I'm hoping you like Curtis Samuel. He won't come back. Yeah, I know he won't come back, but I wanted the other receiver. Like, I'm not going to lie. I was just saying that because I wanted the other receiver. All right, slow puppy. 1461. This one's in the 13th already. We got Jaden Daniels. We got Brees, Jalen Warren, Javonte. There goes that guy again. Marshawn Lloyd, Chris Olave, Diggs, Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, a little bit of double KC, and the Kelsey. This is the triple KC team. Keon Coleman and Jalen Polk. This is the triple KC team without a Pittsburgh player. Oh, no, I have Jalen Warren, but without Mahomes. So I took Jaden Daniels because I was like, look, if I want to draft a team that has 3 KC players and doesn't have Mahomes, it's because I think some rushing quarterback can outscore Mahomes. Sorry, guys. I'm burping my butt off over here. All right. Daniels, Brees, Warren, Javonte, and Lloyd. I don't need to take Ty Chandler, but I mean, kind of want to. I took Jalen Polk in this draft. I, honest to God, don't take him very much, but went ahead and grabbed him. You're saying this is a Hawkinson team because it's got Lloyd. It's probably a Ben Sinnott team really late because I don't have Daniel stacked up. I got Kelsey. Guys are asking if Musgrave is there. He is not. Noah Fant is the other. I could do a Hawkinson thing, but I just don't think I need to. What's the pick here? I don't even know what the options are. Not Hawk or don't take a tight end. Yeah, I'm putting these guys in the queue for later. Nick's saying Chandler and be done. Do you have any Ty Chandler metrics? I haven't looked at Ty Chandler's metrics. I probably have, but I don't remember looking at them. Small sample. The thing about a guy like Zeke is you have a huge sample, so you're looking at, is he fading from that big sample? The data's not going to be great on a Ty Chandler. Like, is this, I don't know. Yeah, I'm into Chandler. I do like him. You guys are also into Chandler in the chat. I do like him as a player. Doesn't match any buys. There's no issues there. Got enough receivers right now. All right, that's a Ty Chandler. All right, what do we got? My God, so many more picks to make. I'm already yawning. I need a meal. BBM. This is only the 7th round. We got a 2-4. So it was a Bijan Jonathan Taylor. I decided to go running back. Really set the tone. Really establish the run here. Malik Neighbors, Amari Cooper, Terry McLaurin. Oh, my God. Who is?
How's it going, buddy?
How you doing, man?
Doing good.
I just sent Pat the link a little bit ago. I said, hey, if you're not doing anything, come hang with me. Help me make some picks. I'm drunk. Nobody I'd rather have help me steer this ship. How you doing, buddy?
Let's make some picks. I'm doing good. Just been doing dad duty all day, so got a little break here. Figured I'd jump on with you.
That's fantastic. What would you do here? I got a Bijan. I went RB. This is
Whoa.
robust.
What is this, 2020?
Literally the only one I think I've done, but I went Bijan Taylor. I got Neighbors, Amari, McLaurin, and Rashid Rice. I'm chilling in the 7th.
Nice. Very nice.
I need another receiver probably.
So this is like that spot. You can take Coleman, you can take Williams, but it's like it doesn't feel great.
Mm-mm.
And then with Rice too, you're like, it would be nice.
With no tight ends, would you do Ingram? I mean,
I might do Ingram.
Yeah, top of the queue. Let's just keep it pushing. The biggest thing we're doing right now, Pat, is we're trying to get through this list of active drafts, and we've been drafting for an hour. We're working our way through. Here, let's go to another BBM. We got a 1-1-6-1 Stroud, Javonte. We got Puka, Nico, Flowers, Keenan, JSN, and Addison. We got Laporta. Feels like a running back pick, right?
It does. It definitely does. Yeah. Pollard, Robinson, Singletary. The nice thing about these like profiles, especially Robinson and Singletary, is that like they're gonna fill weeks. You know, they fit like this kind of extreme, like kind of zero RB style. Pick 110, you're getting starting running backs. It's kind of wild, you know.
It is weird. That's why I took Javonte ahead of ADP here. Like he's the dude that I like the most. But these guys are still here. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I just took Javonte a few picks ago, I guess. But Robinson matches the Javonte ADP, which is going to be my excuse for avoiding a guy that I make any excuse to avoid. So I'll take the Devin Singletary.
I love Brian Robinson. I think he's good.
I know you do.
I don't think he's great. I just think he's like, he's just he's so boring, but like coaches love him. Remember how this guy got shot in the leg and then took Antonio Gibson's job in the same year? That seems good.
No, he's awesome.
Bullish.
I just like the thing for me is the year that you get Austin Eckler and Jane Daniels in your offense, right? Like, so he's going to run, the QB is going to run a decent amount, which tends to hurt like running back receiving and overall like running back.
That's not what he's about. He's about, it doesn't hurt production necessarily because they get so much more efficient.
Right.
So he's like a 2-down. He's the most boring 2-down grinder, but like, I mean, he could. It's like with James Daniels,
like a small win.
He could average like 4.5 yards a carry with Jaden Daniels, and then all of a sudden you're like, I pick 110. That seems pretty great.
Okay, cool. He had like 80 rushing yards, and he scored a TD some of the weeks.
Yes.
That seems like a small win. I want a fucking big win.
But isn't it at a certain point?
I just took Devin Singletary, Pat. I'm only seeking league winners.
At a certain point, aren't small wins big wins? Like if you like, you know,
true. I just took Devin Singletary. I'm fucking talking out of both sides of my mouth. Let's be honest.
Like if you price them down enough, all of a sudden the wins kind of get bigger for the value you paid. You know,
that's very true. All right, we got Dak, we got Achane, Zamir White, and Chase Brown in this one. Lamb, Neighbors, Jaden Reed, Godwin, Deontay, and Judy. We got Trey McBride, as always, in the tight end slot. So it's a Dak Lamb. It's no bring back yet.
Yeah.
And the value is so clearly at receiver.
Yeah, the value's at receiver.
I guess
there's a lot of value at receiver.
Yeah. Would you just take a wide receiver 7 here, or would you just go to Kendrick?
It's probably more prudent to go to Kendrick, but I would probably take the wide receiver.
Yeah.
That's what I would actually do. So
you want to take his Leggett, but I have all these like week 11 buys already in my receiver room.
Well, you do have the potential to set up a double stack if you take Leggett because you got Deontay. Yeah. And you have Godwin.
And I have Godwin.
Yeah, I think you take Leggett.
Let's do that. You're right. Let's go ahead and star Bryce so I don't forget as well. All right. That's a Bryce. That's a Carolina bet. This one, I put a star and I put
Whoa.
a little hand emoji. It was like, ooh, there's something here that I'm interested in. Let's see what
Could
happened
have
in this build.
maybe written what it was.
I know. Well, that's just me like, go look at the ADP. So I got
Okay.
Lamb, Debo, Neighbors, McBride, McLaurin, Deontay, and JSN. So this is another one. I'm pretty sure it was that when you get Deontay and JSN at the 6-7 turn from the early draft slots, it feels like fucking cheating. Like I was
That is
already
nice.
talking about this earlier.
Yeah.
You feels like you get an extra pick, right? Compared to the backside where you only have 6 rounds to figure out receiver.
Yeah,
Like,
there's such a tier break before the backside of the board in the 7th.
It's so big.
It's so big.
And when you get Deontay JSN types, like especially, I mean, Keon Coleman's just in another world. And then I got Jane Daniels and Dak. Dak matches with Laporta. Dak with Laporta. Dak with Lamb. Jane Daniels with McLaurin.
See, that's the thing about when you memorize the Week 17 schedule. Like Dallas and Detroit are going to be like linked in your brain for way too long now.
Forever. For no reason.
For no reason. Like I think about the Raiders and the Colts, and they have no relation to one another now.
They did last
year.
Dude, I do that. Oh man, I'm drunk enough. But who did Miami play last year? I do it with Miami.
Miami played. The Jets played the Browns, and now Miami played. So who did they play? Chat. Who did they play?
It's bothering me now.
Miami played. Did they play the Bills? Baltimore. That's right. It was the rematch of that awesome game.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then I do that all the time. The Miami Baltimore thing. Yep, Steph's got it.
So the chat's saying this is a Zeke team, and you have 0 running backs with Dak. I think the chat might have a point.
Never gonna let me get Zeke. Dom's hanging out. We brought in the ringer, Dom. I got the ringers in the chat too, though. Anytime you or Kaz has anything to say, I'm paying attention. Don't worry. This is not a Zeke team. There's never a Zeke team. If Zeke's scoring touchdowns
on our FFPC high stakes leagues,
if Zeke scored touchdowns, then Dak's not throwing them to Lamb. Like it's just it can't happen at the same time. I need Dak to throw them to Lamb. Oh man. I mean, Dalton Schultz looks like a good way to close out tight end. I mean, it's pretty unbeatable. I don't know if we can do Zeke because we got Dalton Schultz sitting there.
I mean, I think you go maybe Gus. You got to do something. There's some gross starters here available to you with the 0 running back build. 0 running backs through 9 rounds. I mean, that's what do you do? Like a podcast
star that I put on this team? I'm not going to ruin a build that I like with Gus or Ezekiel Elliott. Good Lord. All right, we'll just take Chase Brown and keep it rolling.
I mean, Chase Brown's pretty fun.
That's a pretty fun pick. We'll just do fun things. All right, this is a puppy. 2-3-5-2. Josh Allen and Jaden Daniels. We got Javonte, Blake Corum, and Kendre. We got Amon-Ra, Debo, Neighbors, Deontay, and I took Keon Coleman to stack with Josh Allen.
Nice.
Pitts and Brock Bowers. Are we in Luke McCaffrey range? No, he goes way later. Okay.
Very balanced.
Yeah, this was a very balanced build, wasn't it? I do this more in the puppy. Amon-Ra, Debo, Neighbors. I went Allen, Pitts. I went back to Deontay Coleman. So I still got 5 through 7.
Yeah. That's
Bowers,
that strikes
Daniels.
Me as balanced. But then you hit running back.
It feels balanced.
It feels pretty balanced. Chandler?
Hi, Chandler?
Yeah.
I just started doing running back.
I think Chandler's a nice pick.
Let's do that. All right. Slow puppy. Let's keep hitting these. We're just flowing. Jefferson, London, Diggs, McBride, Xavier, Adunze. Kyler for McBride.
Nice.
So I had 5 receivers through 6, and then I went Raheem and Javonte. He's on every team. I took Javonte 10 picks ahead of ADP, and again, Singletary comes back to me. He's got the lower ADP, but when I take Javonte ahead of him,
Singletary is pretty nice with this build.
Nice, isn't he?
He does. Right. He does a thing.
Puppy. We're not going to overthink that one. I like it.
Now,
I wrote Miami Cleveland on this. Let's look at this. There's notes. There's extra notes. What are you going to say?
I wanted to rile you up because did you see the Denver Post article today about Javonte?
No, Steph was just tweeting or messaging it in the chat. Javonte stuff.
Yeah, there was speculation from a beat writer for the Denver Post that Javonte and Samaje Perine are competing for one roster spot.
That's not a thing. That can't be real.
Hey man, I'm just reporting facts from.
Don't get mad at me. Why are you getting so upset at me? I'm reporting facts.
When you click into the story and read it, not a lot there. There's a kind of a. It's sort of just like Javonte wasn't very good last year, and they might cut him. Maybe that was the kind of the. That was it, but hoping it would rally you up. You seem to have taken it in stride.
I mean, they said that earlier too. That like somebody in chat was like, "I wish." Or I'll care when there's a real beat reporter that does it or says it, and so I don't know. I mean, it's not if no one else seems concerned.
The other thing he said was that he was like, they're competing for one roster spot. Estime is definitely making the roster, and Jalil's definitely making the roster, and then it's going to be Perine or Javonte. But I was like, how do you know that they're definitely keeping 3 backs? Like, you're telling me for sure Estime is a game day active after he hasn't practiced? Like, that doesn't seem locked. Anyway.
Yeah. That seems weird. And honest to God, like, you tell me Javonte or Perine, then I read that as just like, okay, they're cutting Perine, which is what the speculation already is. Like, last year they used Perine a lot early, then they just put him into a third down role the whole year. And they used Javonte all year. It just seems like,
I know.
Okay, they're gonna just keep Javonte then. Like,
I know. I hope.
Did you hear that CeeDee Lamb and the Dallas Cowboys' 8th receiver are competing for one?
CeeDee Lamb and Ryan Flournoy are competing for a roster spot.
For one roster spot.
CeeDee Lamb's heavily favored, but they are competing.
You never know which one of them's gonna make it. All right, this one's a 1-2-6-2. We got Lamar, Mostert, Corum, Chase, Waddle, Cup, Deontay, Keon Coleman, and Jerry Jeudy. We got Trey McBride and Njoku. So this is a Deshaun Watson build, huh?
Oh wow! What are you, David?
I got it. Njoku and Jeudy with a Jalen Waddle bring back.
Yeah.
So I can take him in the next round still.
I think so, yeah. Are you in a Marshawn Lloyd at all?
It's got to. Yeah, I'm very into him. It's got to be a running back here.
I think so.
I snap picked him. My other guy, Kendra Miller, was there. I like both of those dudes a ton. I should have looked at like if there was an exposure play there, or a correlation play there, but there wasn't for either of them. At least a Week 17 one. Anyway, we got Marshawn Lloyd. I do like Lloyd a little bit better.
Yeah, Kendry scares me a little. Just he hasn't there were some reports that he wasn't like impressing in camp. Although Dennis Allen hates like all of his players, so it's hard to know.
He hates his own guys.
Did you hear him talk about A.T. Perry?
No.
Oh my God, he was just like, you just gotta come. He's like, it's easy. You just come in and do what the coaches tell you every day. Just do what they tell you every day, and then you'll get better. Okay, that's how it works. Just do that. It's like, holy shit, man. It was not cool. Like he was not having a good time talking about it.
Like maybe just relax a little bit. That seemed like a clear Mostert pick that I just fired off. I don't know. I had one running back, and Mostert was the ADP value, so I take Mostert in that spot usually.
Nice.
BBM. We got a 2 running back, 5 receiver, 1 tight end. Bijan and Connor. We got Nico, Diggs, and I didn't get Stroud. Good work. Reed, Deontay, and JSN, and Travis Kelce. This team sucks. Got it.
Great. Where did Stroud go?
Yeah, let's go look at what I did wrong. Where am I? Okay, so I went Bijan at 7. Nico and Diggs. I went Kelce. I took Jaden Reed. I could have taken Stroud at 66. I tried to push him to 79.
But you got JSN. That seems okay to me. What
Well,
the guy?
the fact that I
too, what
got
did he
Jay's
have?
at 79 makes you want to go back in time and take Stroud instead of Deontay.
That's
at
true.
66.
Yeah, that's true.
But when I'm at that point, I'm like, I took Bijan and Kelsey. I really want to take this fourth receiver and try to get Stroud in the 7th.
So he took naked Stroud and he doesn't have Andrews or Flowers or anything.
Well, he's got Hollywood Brown. He used to play for Baltimore.
That's true.
There's nothing there. This guy just decided to take Stroud.
That's a bummer.
Man. Yeah. So let's see. Bijan Connor. Why did I take Connor with an anchor running back build? That's weird. 5.
Connor's, gonna help you fill weeks.
But don't you think that's better in a 0 RB than an anchor? Bijan's got to be legendary for this pick to work.
Yeah, but I mean, even if he is, Connor's pick 90, that's not too much to spend on a guy who's going to help fill a bunch of weeks. Ideally.
Yeah. That's a good point. I mean, he's at least going to help. Just think of it as a revolving door at RB2.
Exactly. That he's probably mostly capturing for you, which is,
right.
I love the prices on the guys like Connor and Mostert and all those dudes. It's just, they're weak fillers, but they're so cheap, that it's not much opportunity cost.
My 2 picks here, you can decide for me. It's either going to be Jaden Daniels because I don't have a lot of stack options with both the Houston guys unstacked. I got some other ways to get there, but I don't. Love's off the board too. Bryce, Geno, Mahomes is gone. So I could go Daniels and try to backstack and mostly just play the rushing upside, or Njoku to close out tight end with Kelsey.
So I like Daniels in these types of spots because you know Stroud is going to go nuts. And you also have Kelsey, so you're competing against Mahomes teams and Stroud teams. So quarterback's a pretty big. You're not living in a world where there weren't spike weeks that week. There were,
for sure.
So you want to try to cover it a little.
Also have Bijan. I just realized that.
Oh yeah, you got the Bijan.
I like that take. Yeah, but we got the little bring back as well. I like that take, but was noticing that as I was making the pick that we also got a little correlation built in. So we got Achane, Swift on this one. Chase, Diggs, Kirk, Deontay, Keon Coleman, Cortland Sutton, Trey McBride is the tight end. Man, the teams where I have Keon Coleman and Cortland Sutton 5-6. I mean, I don't have a lot of those, but this receiving room feels a little thinner when that happens.
It does, yeah. Keon is such. I just assume that he's 100% a bust. Even when I draft him, I'm like, well, shit, I guess I don't have a 4th receiver on this team.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm doing too.
But I just take him because I'm like, what if I'm wrong? And he's
what
really
if I'm
good.
wrong? Wide band, yeah.
Yeah.
There's targets available.
Wide band, but also there's no shot.
But also this team sucks now.
Yeah.
I have Trevor Lawrence in the queue here.
What are these guys what do these dudes have a quarterback? 10, 11, and 12.
Oh, good call. We got Love, Jacob. He has Brian Thomas. He could take a second.
Yeah.
He feels like a threat. This guy has Jaden Daniels with McLaurin. He's got Calvin Ridley. Don't know that he would do that with Lawrence necessarily. And this guy's got Dak. This guy at 10-10 does feel like a threat with Lawrence, but I see your point because if I could get a running back and then get Lawrence through, that would be sick.
That would be sick, but it's tough with him having Thomas.
Yeah. And I got an Achane Swift start. I don't have to force a running back pick. I'm just going to take Lawrence. I really like Lawrence. I'm trying to get more of him. I think he's a really nice pick in the 10th round.
I do too. He's aggressive. And, maybe Thomas, Gabe Davis unlocks a little bit more of the deep passing game.
For sure.
Just feast underneath.
For sure. We got Kerrane, Amon-Ra Ayuk, Reed, Adunze, Addison, and McBride.
I mean, I take Jalen Warren
like
here pretty much.
Pick.
Yeah.
What's that?
I take Jalen Warren here a lot. That's
yeah. I didn't even see him. I saw Zamir and I was like, it feels like a running back pick, but who's going to be the running back? I
So this
do.
is a
I mean,
star. So we're taking Zeke, huh?
yeah, this is one I like for some reason. Let's see what we did here. From the 6, I went Bijan, Waddle, Diggs, Andrews, and I got Lamar back in the 5th. So Diggs,
Wait,
Andrews, Lamar.
that's so late for Lamar. I don't even attempt it. I
There's
don't.
your star.
Wow, I mean,
Yeah.
the star is well earned here.
Yeah.
Damn, on a Bijan team.
And then I went Deontay. I took Addison and Sutton. I got Mostert and Benson. The Addison pick, I don't know, when that was made, but
Yeah,
Benson
still.
goes here. Bijan, Mostert, Benson is a fun little start to a running back room. This is a fun ass team.
Is this BBM?
I don't know. What did we
You
start
clicked
here?
a.
It is. It's
Oh wow,
BBM.
dude.
Waddle, Diggs, Deontay, Addison, Sutton. I mean, it does still need a little bit of boost at the receiver position. Judy goes with Waddle here.
Yeah,
I think Judy, and I have Mostert.
and Mostert.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna.
think
I
Judy.
think Judy's undervalued. Like I'm kind of like, I think you're the one who first told me about his contract. Like after they traded for him, he got like 40 million guaranteed. Like
Yeah, they paid him.
yeah,
I think Judy's undervalued too. Sacrilegious helps me with the ranks, and he has a blood feud with Judy. Yeah,
would prefer if Judy was no longer around.
So the fact that we're still above ADP on Judy is
a big sign.
It's a pretty big bull sign.
All right, this one has no tight ends, which is rare for me in the 11th round. We got Jaden Daniels and Purdy. We got Gibbs. Oh, so this was a 12 spot. Okay, Gibbs, Jonathan Brooks, and Jalen Warren.
Oh, man, that's nice.
Ayuk, Tank, Zay, Godwin, Rashee Rice. So let's see what this build was. It was a Gibbs, Ayuk.
Okay,
a little correlation. Tank, Flowers. That's the Jacob Sanderson. I stole that from it. You got 112 article for sure. Tank and Flowers. We got Godwin and Rice to keep hammering receiver. And then I went Brooks and Warren. And then I went Daniels and Purdy. Okay.
It's fun. It's fun.
No tight ends. Purdy with Ayuk and Daniels unstacked. What is this pick? I got Warren and I got Rice. Do I have to take Pat Freiermuth here? I don't take a lot of Freiermuth.
I think Freiermuth's a decent pick.
Okay.
But then, so you're doing 2 picks though, right? So you could, yeah. If there's I don't see anything that you could kind of set up with how the picks are related to each other necessarily, but
right. That's what I was kind of
probably done at quarterback, right? Because
I think so.
A lot of times when I don't know what to do, I just take Polk and set up a drag my stack, but you don't really need that here.
Yeah.
You could take. I think I would probably go Freiermuth and a running back. Like Charbonnet. You could also go Dowdle, who won't come back, which is the less gross version of the Zeke pick.
Which I'm also into, but I do take a decent amount of Charbonnet. For some reason I was thinking Dallas plays SF for some reason. They definitely do not. They play the Eagles, who we don't have. We don't have anything on Charbonnet either. No Chicago here.
No, and Washington's Atlanta. There's nothing there. I wouldn't take Algier this early.
This is a Freiermuth, and then it's Charbonnet or Dowdle.
Yeah.
I could go to Lloyd, but he doesn't correlate either. Kendre Miller doesn't either. None of these guys have really any claims to. So Gibbs, Brooks, Warren. This build. Let's see. We got a Gibbs pick who's kind of the legendary upside play, but not really. I don't know. It's got a weird one.
He is, but it's a little thinner, is what it is.
Right.
He has a path, but it's there's more likely he's just a really nice regular contributor. You're happy you took him.
Right. We got Brooks, who's back weighted. We got Warren, who's stable throughout. That's kind of the Charbonnet idea. I kind of want a bigger swing then, because Gibbs and Warren should be rocks. And then you have Brooks back weighted. I kind of feel like Lloyd is like, you get a little. Well, I mean, Charbonnet is kind of that same profile, a little standalone with some upside.
I think both are good picks.
Although the Dowdle thing is like, what if he's just
the dude?
What if he's just the dude? Let's just do that on this build, actually.
Dowdle's so fun.
If he's a 0 on this build, it actually kind of doesn't murder you. That's the risk with him.
Yeah, you're like, if Dowdle's a 0, you're like in trouble in the beginning of the season, but then Brooks is going to come on and you'll probably feel okay.
Yeah. And if he's just the dude, then this team gets really interesting quick. All right, we went Dowdle. Took that one for Steph, our Cowboy fan who likes Zeke. All right, we got on this one. We're in the 7th. Any receivers come through? No, it's always like, oh man, please. We got Kerrane, Amon-Ra, Waddle, Kirk, Deontay, and Kyle Pitts.
Nice.
But I mean,
this is such I don't like this spot.
You're in the 7 hole. You go Amon-Ra, Waddle. You take Kerrane. Maybe, I don't usually take him at 31 at this point. I'm usually taking him later in the 3rd, but get Kirk, you get the Pitts pick, you take Deontay. Like, how do you not have a receiver still available in the 7th? Like,
like in solitaire, you can shuffle. You can shuffle. This is you should shuffle. new players.
New players. New available players at pick 79.
New available players, please. Include a receiver this time.
Because I mean, like, it doesn't even feel like they took huge detours with this build, and then you're just okay. No. Well, those 4 receivers better be good.
Yeah, I mean, I do take Montgomery here, and you've got Amon-Ra, so you're betting on the Lions. Yeah, so it's fine.
I like that.
It's just it's just not the most fun thing,
No, it's not. But I haven't taken Montgomery in a while, and I do think he is a fine pick.
Yeah, he's fine.
Ooh, here's another BBM with a little star. Oh, this is the same one. We took Chase Brown. Blake Corum, the drafter on the turn, took Blake Corum and Caleb Williams and left me Gus Edwards and Zeke. Was like, I'm not taking them. I'll fucking dare you to take them. Oh, my God.
I mean,
this is that same Daniels Dak team. I took Chase. I now that I've taken Chase, it's like even more like a Gus or Zeke pick, right?
I tend to be in on the idea of like, especially if it's cheap, just to grab the running back of the quarterback you're already betting on, because just like the offense is good. So
this is your fault.
I know. I'm sorry for your ruining your star team.
But
if you're ever going to take Zeke, it's first of all, I mean, Chase Brown is like, he's not even going to play, so you still don't have a running back. So you got to get.
So now I got one. Now I think I still have half of a running back because Zeke isn't going to play either.
No, he is probably not going to play either. That's true. He's super washed.
You're also screwed there. All right. At least I put a star next to this team. I thought I liked it.
You should take the star off of that other two.
Once Zeke's taken, the star's gone.
It's gone. You can't have a star on a
Zeke. We got 6 receivers and a tight end.
Imagine finding I'm not kidding. You need to take the star off because you're going to find in December, you're going to go to that team. It's going to be advancing and be like, dude, this team's advancing. It's got a star. Let me see this team. It's got to be sick. And it's got
so painful.
It's fucking getting carried by Zeke.
So bad. All right. Chase, Waddle, Neighbors, Kirk, Xavier, and Addison. I started scooping some of the Addison slide, but I mean, he might slide even further. What are you doing with him? Because like, I feel like he still should be before like Sutton and Jameson Williams, right? Like he shouldn't fall that far.
Yeah, I kind of want him to, and then like then I'll start taking him there. But I don't like the idea that like it just makes me nervous like with Addison because part of the appeal was like Hawkinson's hurt. He's going to produce early, right? Some of his most productive games might be with Darnold. And then, okay, so Darnold gets benched for J.J. McCarthy. Hawkinson's coming back. The target competition's tougher. And he's missed games before that. So, like, it kind of makes the pick a lot less appealing to me. So
that's fair.
I want a decent discount. But I definitely would take him a lot if he were to, like, fall into the Sutton range.
That makes sense. The Hawkinson point isn't one I've thought of, but if he's not even going to be on the field when Hawkinson's out, then that's annoying.
It's very annoying.
Yeah. Well, he's on this team. We got 6 receivers and a tight end. I mean, Bowers is a pick that I make here a decent amount. Did you like that?
I mean, Bowers would be very fun. You're really pushing in at running back. I think Moss and Swift are both pretty nice for the build.
And Mostert too.
But I mean, do you want to like just have a shitload of fun or not? It's really up to you.
Yeah, that's what I always do. I take so much Bowers. I was talking about it before you came on. I've been trying to take more Mostert instead of Bowers intentionally because I'm just taking so much Bowers. If one of these 3 guys somehow came back to me, there's no chance. That would be nice. It'd be so great. Those are the 3, like, I keep seeing it's them or Bowers, and I'm like, well, I'm just going to take Bowers again. But, like, I want to draft all 3 of those running backs. I'm okay with it.
Yeah. No, me too. But Bowers is very fun. I need more Bowers. I'm like I take him a lot, but I don't think I have like a ton. Let me see.
This is a BBM 1151. We got Jalen Hurts, Mostert, Jefferson, Nico, Devonta, Keenan, JSN, and Kittle. So Jefferson, Nico, Devonta. I took Hurts with Devonta.
Nice.
Keenan, Kittle, JSN with Keenan. Mostert was the first running back here. I didn't take Bowers in this one. I went Mostert over Bowers when I could have paired him with Kittle. See, and that's like an exposure thing where I'm like, I just want to get a different feel to some of these. I've been doing a lot of Bowers, but this one is.
I'm only 10% Bowers, which I kind of hate. I need to get more.
I have no idea where I'm at because this stretch of drafts, I'm taking way more of him. But when they finish, it's going to go up, and I'm kind of worried it's going to go too high. So that's what I was saying to the chat earlier. It's like I kind of got to like take some running backs in these spots sometimes. Javonte or Singletary here?
So there's more of a chance Javonte comes back, and you could use both.
Yeah.
Do you take Pollard at all or not?
I never do. And like it's one of those guys that I'm never taking that I'm like, well, when he goes off, I'm gonna feel real stupid.
Yeah, I try to mix him in. I don't like taking him that much.
Wouldn't be that surprising if last year was just like, not that healthy of a season, and he's a little more explosive this year.
Yeah.
I'm mostly just out on the Titans, man. Like I'm out on Will Levis. I don't take Will Levis ever.
I'm in on pass rate over expected. That's what I'm in on.
Fair. Yeah.
They're gonna call pass plays. I think it'll be fun. Or I don't know if it'll actually be fun, but it'll be more fun than Mike Vrabel would have made it.
The chat says not Javonte. Can we interest you in Javonte here? They knew where my head was at. We got a 2-5-1 here. Bijan and Brooks. We got Waddle, Neighbors, Higgins, Rice, and Brian Thomas.
Brian Thomas.
We got Brian Thomas and Kyle Pitts at tight end. I mean, when you get Brian Thomas at 79, I was just talking about like trying to get anything that's breathes nice. At 79. That's gorgeous.
Dude, really
I'll draft Brian Thomas at 79. I'll pay to draft Brian Thomas at 79, dude. I'm excited to draft him there. What do you think? These 5 receivers are pretty. It's just another Brock Bowers. Matt looked at the queue yet. All right, some more Brock Bowers. You know what you're doing. That one was a no-brainer. All right, we got Kyler, Bijan, Waddle, Diggs, Godwin, Deontay, Sutton, and Trey McBride. Somebody took Bowers ahead of this pick, so we don't have to do Bowers again. Kyler with McBride. No Rams bring back. None to consider here. So, I mean, this is where you would probably take
This is
Pollard.
where I would take Pollard, yeah.
All right. You're my guest of honor. We're gonna I mean, why not add a Pollard share? We already took a Zeke share. We're already breaking all the rules.
Yeah, I don't know if there's much honor in this.
Jordan Love, Kenneth Walker, and Swift. We got Tyreek Evans, Devonta, Jaden Reed, Deontay, and Dontavian Wicks.
Wow, you know ball.
Love double stacked with Reed and Wicks is fun.
That is fun.
No bring back. I'm just gonna star that guy for later. Well, Ty Chandler bring back would be fun on this. What's the other stack here? Because I don't have Hurts. I don't really take Baker. I don't take a ton of Bryce. I could, but Tua's available here.
Yeah. I think you're looking at Tua or a Baker Bryce team.
Or a Baker Bryce team. It's probably right to just go to Tua right now, huh?
Probably, and then you can go Jonnu later. You can go Jalen Wright later.
I don't have to go running back here. I can be in the Lloyd Ty Chandler tier.
Yeah.
Because I got Love. I mean, Kenneth Walker, DeAndre Swift. It would be nice to have another running back here, but I don't have to.
You're kind of like in that tier of like premium handcuffs now.
Yeah.
So I don't mind just grabbing the quarterback and then, you know.
I like that too. I think that closes things nicely. I got Tyreek. I got Tua.
Yeah.
Judy just went. He's the guy I like to bring back on those, but oh well. All right. All right. You ready for some eliminator picks? I do pretty extreme 0 RB. I try to do so my whole theory on the eliminator is people aren't doing enough upside because of how quickly it so by week 5, by the first bye week, there's like 35% of the drafted teams will be remaining. Like 2/3 of the teams will be dead in the first 4 weeks. Wow. Which is I don't think people are playing it enough like that. By the time you get to the payouts in week 8, week 9, you're inside whatever it is, inside 10% of drafted teams. And by the time you get to week 12, which is where the big buys are, it's like the top 3 percentile teams. 97% of teams are going to be eliminated by that point. So I do really extreme builds where I think the way to win this is to have this most dominant team that can score really high every week, not actually get a floor instead of trying to go for a floor. I think you should be building these extreme teams. And then the idea that if you have really great receivers, that's helping your floor as well, right? This is going to help your floor.
So just hit the right running backs with a shitload of wide receiver firepower and you'll score a lot of points every week.
Right. So this is a Puka Olave, Diggs, Keenan Allen, Deontay. I took Keon as a 6th as well. I have Kelsey here. I mean, this is a good example of what I'm trying to do here, where even though I already had these 4 guys, Puka, Olave, Diggs, Allen, I still went Deontay as my 5th. It's that's how I get floor, right? Just have all these fucking targets in my whole receiver room. It's just insane. But I do think this is where I take a running back. And James Conner to me is the perfect example of what I've been calling stability plus upside for eliminator picks, where if he just stays healthy, he's already a good pick, but then the upside is stay healthy. And then you're a great pick. So anyway, he's I've been really into these eliminators. I
haven't done any. I haven't really. I tend to I don't really do the game unless I've thought about the game. Had some I
haven't done weekly winners for that reason. I haven't really given a lot of energy to it.
Yeah, but I like that. I like that idea. Extreme 0 running back for kind of you hit the nuts. It's a build where you can hit the nuts. And
also, I mean, as well as I do, extreme 0 running back kind of lifts your floor, right? The more contingency you build into receiver, it's actually a floor thing. Yeah, your running backs aren't going to score well, but your receiver positions are going to score unless you're just fucking totally whiffing on the receivers. But for the most part, should score.
Yeah.
This is a BBM or a slow puppy. I clicked on a non-eliminator. It's a Kyler. We got a Taylor, Kerrane, Jefferson, Keenan, Rasheed, and Sutton. We got McBride and Njoku already. Only 4 receivers, and Sutton's one of them. This must be a puppy where I'm doing a little bit different builds. I went Jefferson, Taylor, Kerrane, McBride, 2, 3, 4. And then I went Keenan, Rasheed, Kyler at 79 because there's no receivers left. Sutton was the I got to take a receiver at some point. So we're still in the probably should take a receiver range.
Who's the quarterback for you?
I got Kyler stacked with McBride.
This is where I go probably you go Judy or you go Jalen Polk, because you want to open up. You will probably want to open up a stack, right? Because you
I
don't
got
want
Njoku.
McCarthy. Oh, you got Njoku, so you probably go Judy here.
Go Judy and get
Yeah.
Watson set up.
Yeah,
that's what it is. Okay. Double anchor with Jonathan Taylor, Kyron. We don't need to hit that running back area.
No.
Got a BBM here. 4 running backs already. Well, this is actually kind of late. Where am I at? Okay, I'm in the 8. I went Brees, Olave, Diggs, Travis Kelce, Jaden Reed, Rashee Rice, little Aaron Jones action, Jonathan Brooks. I took Tyler Lockett because I've only had 4 receivers and I'm feeling cold at night. Javonte Williams and Mike Williams as well because it was just really it was really not feeling great for me. Not sure they fix anything, but they're old.
I go Polk here. I'm already thinking about how do I get Drake May on this team? Yeah, you don't have a quarterback. You want some upside.
All right, I haven't done a lot of Polk.
Oh, I did a lot for him. A lot of Polk.
We already got 4 running backs. We don't need to go after this running back tier that I like to hit. That's why I don't take Polk because I'm taking so much Lloyd and Kendre.
Yeah.
I
take those guys. Backs. Well, I don't take Kendre so much, but I was taking Kendre, then I got nervous. I'm at 8% Lloyd, so I do take him. Just not a ton. I'm at 6% Kendre. I'm not out. But Lloyd, I have 23% of.
Nice.
Not Lloyd. Polk. 23%.
Yeah. You've been taking a lot of him. All right, you do have a decent amount of Lloyd?
I'm at 8%, so I'm still even. But
yeah, you're even.
Yeah.
Steph says, "What do I have against the Dallas running backs?" Honestly, they're terrible at football. But no, honestly, I should have less against them. They're collectively going to score more points than their ADPs. That's just a fact. There's no way somebody from Dallas is scoring more running back points than where they're all being drafted. I feel confident about that, and I'm still not drafting any of them because I'm an idiot.
I take them together.
That's a good move, probably.
I just Dallas backfield. Dallas backfield at the 10-11 turn or the 11-12 turn sometimes. You just take Dallas backfield. That's underpriced.
Yeah.
Has to be underpriced. So, especially with the builds that you do, you go, with something like this, if you push it again, let's say you take a running back here, man, this is an extreme build. I love it. You could just on the build like this, you could use backfield, Dallas backfield, not right now, but Dallas backfield would be helpful.
Not now. Eventually, yes.
Eventually.
This is a 6 receiver, 1 tight end, extreme 0 RB type of build. Jamar Chase, Devontae Adams, Debo, T. Higgins, but I think I must have missed Burrow. Yeah. So I went Chase and T, Mark Andrews, Rashee Rice, Deontay.
Yeah, that's a nice price on Rice. The late 6th
price on Rice.
You don't see that much anymore.
And then his ADP shows 75 there.
This must be what? Yeah, when was this?
But I'm only 2 rounds after that.
Yeah, what's happening?
Weird. Very
Rice's ADP is in the early 60s now.
It's quite a bit higher. What did I click on? Is it a different? Did I click on a marathon?
Yeah,
I clicked on a marathon. I clicked on a marathon format.
And that would make sense that he would go later.
Yeah, it's a different ADP set. So I went 6 running backs in the marathon. This team's probably not getting there.
Full. Yeah, you need points. You need a big hit, a big hit.
Yeah,
could be Moss, maybe.
It could be Moss, and I already made the bet on the Bengals offense with Chase and Higgins, so let's just throw him on there. The marathon is one that I've entered a decent amount, but I don't feel like I have a great strategy. The reason I'm not clicking on the eliminators is I'm sort of particular about how I do it, and I have a guest. I'm I don't want to. I could be no, this is how I'm doing it.
No, I would mean that you're welcome to do that. I've done 0 eliminators, so I'm not gonna be offended.
Cool. Well, we can go into those. This is another marathon where I went I went Brees because I do think getting the anchor running back is
You
nice.
think it's good to just have the best running back in the league?
That's probably a good thing. It would probably be helpful. Nico, Diggs, Zay, and then I went McBride at 55. So you get some when you play the marathon, you get McBride at 55. That's where it gets fun. Took Stroud, even though it's a marathon. I got the Stroud, Diggs, Zay just for the vibes.
I mean the vibes are immaculate.
But I had Nico and Diggs, so I took Stroud. So I got the double for the full season. This is the marathon thing that I like. Is okay, I'm making a big bet on Houston.
Yeah.
Nico, Diggs, Stroud, Brees, Zay and McBride. We're making bets,
I love it.
And then look at this. JSN or Jordan Addison is the value, but JSN's ADP is 83.8. So at 79, he looks like a reach in this.
He is not.
He's going to be the pick here. We're going to need a fourth wide receiver, and that's a pretty clean pick. Yeah, the marathon is kind of fun for that. This one we got Gibbs. Let's see. It was a Puka Gibbs start from the 111. Tank Zay, again, getting that Houston-Baltimore correlation just for the vibes. George Kittle, Jaden Reed, JSN at 83. I told you the ADP of the marathon is very nice. Aaron Jones, we're back on the clock at 103 with I got Aaron Jones at 86. That feels
the marathon has turned me off to Brian Robinson. This is he's the best we can do.
He's 101.
Okay. I for some reason I thought we were around earlier than this. That's actually fine.
Yeah, 9-11.
Yeah. What are you looking at in receiver? You got JSN.
Puka, Tank, Zay, Jaden Reed, and JSN. A good solid 5. We got Kittle at tight end. Brock's not there. It's maybe Brock will be there.
Does he go later in the marathon? I would assume so.
Let's go look. Bowers is he's at 96.
Okay.
It's kind of course corrected across the board a little bit.
Yeah.
Dude, I did a Kittle Gibbs probably. So the thing about doing these when you're drafting so many slows is you're always fucking correlating when you don't need to be. I got Kittle Gibbs, I got Flowers Dell, all this stuff is so lined up. Oh man, I look so good. Oh, look at this. I got Jaden Reed and Aaron Jones. When week 17 rolls around and I'm in the hunt for the marathon,
I mean, that does sound fun.
My stacks are gonna get me through.
What's the Monday night game on week 17?
I don't know. Good question.
Because that's the game. Just from you want to have stuff live.
Oh, this is 2023. I now I want to know that. Okay, here week 17 regular season 2024. There's no Monday night game.
There's not.
There's a Sunday
night game.
No, this is 2023. They didn't have one last year.
I'm pretty sure there is one this year, though.
Okay. Last year was December 31st, and they didn't have one on the 1st. I'm looking at last year's shit.
It's the Lions and 49ers. So you got it. You got
I got it.
The Monday night game. You got it.
George Kittle and Jahmyr Gibbs for all the money in Monday night on Monday Night Football.
Pretty good.
Do I got a QB play in here? Ooh, I could take Goff at this turn. Really build out that Monday Night Football.
I mean, if you want to win the whole thing, that seems pretty good.
Then don't take Jared Goff. What's the pick here?
I mean, so this dude, what's he got a quarterback?
Josh
Allen. Okay, so he's probably not taking Goff. And why would he take naked Goff? Yeah, so I would save Goff. I would take.
He's taking Khalil Shakir.
Yeah, he's taking Khalil Shakir. Yeah, I'd probably take a running back. Honestly, I would probably take Brian Robinson. But
yeah, you would take Brian Robinson here. But it's the marathon, and I need someone who scores points.
He's a starter. He's a starter from week 1.
He's a starter. Fine, I'll take Brian Robinson.
I think he's better in this format.
Oh my God, there are so many eliminators still. I skipped all the eliminators and I got like 12 to take. All right, this one only has 30 minutes. 5 receivers and a tight end I started with. Justin Jefferson, Adams, Diggs, Kelsey, Keenan, Deontay. Did I get a receiver? Addison. I don't want to take Addison in the eliminator. I actually have Jefferson too. I don't really want to match buys on an offense like that. It's not worth matching the buys, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Keon Coleman does fit the buys. I don't have a week 12 buy.
I mean, dude, he was an early declare. He's pretty explosive. He's gonna be a bust, but he does play with Josh Allen.
I just took Brock Bowers instead. I mean, am I really going to take Keon Coleman over Brock Bowers? You're like,
I
he's
didn't
going to
realize
be a
Bowers
buzz.
was available. No, I just wanted to do the bit.
Yeah, no, it was a great bit. While you were doing it, I was like, but there's Brock Bowers.
You were correct. That was the right pick.
This one's a Jordan Love, Aaron Jones. Oh, God, Justin Jefferson. I'm playing the Green Bay. So one of the things about eliminators, like I think the stacking is helpful, but not like necessary.
Right.
Jefferson, Olave, DJ Moore, Diggs. I take guys like DJ Moore more and like Ayuk that I'm not taking a lot because they play on the weeks where there's only 2 teams on bye. So week 7, week 9 are nice buys to target. T. Higgins, George Kittle. I took here in the middle of the 5th because it's just such a nice. The week 9 buy is really nice. Hollywood Brown, JSN, Aaron Jones as my first running back. We got to take a running back. God damn it.
So one thing that I do is
what were you gonna say?
You couldn't even let me do the bit. I was literally just setting you up for that. One thing that I do,
Brian Robinson.
So what I do is if I see Najee Harris, I'm like, oh, you're right. Jalen Warren is a great pick here. So when you see Brian Robinson, I think Javonte Williams is a great pick.
Javonte Williams is a great pick here. It's a great pick. It clicks in my brain. 151. So I did take a little discount on the Kenneth Walker here in this one. CeeDee Lamb, Waddle, Devonta, Kincaid, Reed, JSN, Kenneth Walker. Late 8. Yeah, I think it's a running back pick. Dude, the eliminators, I kind of want to like take a minute to think through sometimes. So this could be Moss or Mostert, actually. Oh God.
What's the guy on the turn half? It's got Ingram and one running. So he probably double taps running back.
You think he doesn't go Bowers?
Yeah, I mean, I assumed you were just going to take Bowers, but
he probably, if I hit running back, then he maybe doesn't take Bowers because he already has Ingram. I don't think people are taking 2 top 100 tight end picks as much as I am.
Probably goes like, I guess the question is, who's the next running back after Mostert? Like,
Wally Robinson.
Yeah, so like so Javonte. So are you?
I think this is a tier break. I really like Moss or Mostert over these guys.
I'd probably take one of them then because he's structured to double tap.
And I think with the early buy and just like the upside of like if he stays healthy, Mostert's a fucking smash in this range. I'm just gonna I have Waddle.
Yeah,
it's just a nice pick with Mostert.
Yeah, I bet he double taps and Bowers comes back. Hopefully.
I got some time on these eliminators. What do you say about how much time do you got to hang out here?
Not too much more because
not too much.
I gotta go back to taking care of a baby.
Fair.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do a few more eliminators and then we'll close it down. I was gonna ask if you wanted to fire up a fast draft on your account. Use it.
Do I want to? Yes, I do. Should I? I should not.
Should I? We got we're back on the clock. This is a BBM. Gibbs, Aaron Jones, Brooks, Javonte. We got Puka Flowers, Higgins, Brown, Palmer. I guess I take him a little bit. And I start Herbert. So I guess I want Herbert at this turn. I got Kyle Pitts there.
But Herbert
Why?
is okay. So quarterbacks just aren't going because Caleb's available. But
What?
isn't that crazy?
Caleb's available. So I started these guys to be like, oh, think about these guys the next time you're up.
Right.
But there's like Caleb's available.
But this dude on the turn doesn't have any quarterbacks.
Dude, I'm going to do Caleb. I think he's got like pretty good upside. And then I can hit Komet on the backside of this turn.
Yeah.
Finish up tight end that way.
Little note today, and I don't know. No one knows, I think. Well, the team does. But Gerald Everett hit the NFI.
Okay.
Yeah. It's good for Komet.
That is good for Komet. If these QBs are going to push, I might be able to get Herbert later. But I also have Cousins and Stafford start here because I have Puka and Pitts. So, like, I don't have to play Herbert. And I do think Caleb has, like, meaningfully more upside, which is why his ADP is meaningfully higher. It's just a really nice ADP value, and I can play it through Komet. I need a second tight end. Like
20 picks at ADP value is pretty nice.
It's pretty nice. I'm not going to get to these eliminators right now.
C40 said, I've been waiting for you guys to do a fast track. Well, I'm sorry. You know,
he thought that was happening. I'm not going to get through the rest of these eliminators. I'm going to save them. I'm going to let Pat go back to his daughter. And then, I'm going to do those in like a few hours after I've had another beer and can think about them.
You're too sober.
Thanks for joining me, buddy.
Yeah, man. No, this is fun. I'm glad you fired this up.
Yeah, this was a blast. Thanks for hanging out, guys. We got Koss in the chat saying, just pick Javonte. Bowers is cromulent. It was a fun stream. But you guys helped me. I appreciate you guys in the chat, and I appreciate you, Pat, because this was a disaster. This on the clock. Oh, I'm not sharing it anymore. This on the clock was a disaster. Now it's just nice and clean. I got some eliminators to go through. I can do those later. Do you remember even when you came on, we had been doing it for an hour already, and I scrolled. Oh, God.
I mean, honestly, when I see stuff just ticking down under an hour, it stresses me out. You know, it's like you're just casually making picks, and there's stuff. When you see the seconds, I go and I make those. I'm like worried that somehow 30 minutes is just going to go by, and I'm completely
right. Yeah, dude, that's scary.
It's scary. It just keeps me up at night.
You did help, Steph. I appreciate you. You're welcome, guys. Appreciate all you guys watching. Koss, see you in Vegas here in a month, buddy. We'll be there. Chasers will be there. Pat and I will be drafting together some high-stakes teams, hanging with Nick, with Dom, with Sean, the Go Bills guys, the two-time champs
back-to-back
in the last 3 years. Back-to-back champs.
Unbelievable.
Studs. All right, we're going to roll. Thank you guys for hanging out, for jumping in on this impromptu Saturday afternoon stream. It's been Stealing Signals. Later.